Welcome to the session, everyone. Session 45 of the Seregen campaign. I'm the Wombat of DM, and with me, I have our companions below. Allow them to introduce themselves.
We can do that. I am the Banewall, and I play Belzian, the half-elf monk.
I'm Amethyst, and I'm playing Roger Mays, the Wood Elf Assassin. Wood Elf Assassin? Hopefully not in this scenario.
Our buddy Ulrich is not with us today.
I am Jaeger. I'm playing Yarvik, the Halfling Ranger, aka the Raminator.
I'm Zippo, the soon-to-be dragon, guaranteed 100%. But I'm also a sorcerer.
And thank you for the subscription, Devout Dragon. I appreciate it. 21 months, jeez. Getting close to that 2-year mark. Very cool. So we are here for session 45. Last session we I have a cat that needs to get out. So let him out and then we'll do the summary.
Who let the cat out?
Benji's coming.
Meow, 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 meow.
Me to the
What a cool cat.
All right, we are back. Sorry about that. So we are we were in a dungeon last time. We solved the puzzle where they were kind of striving to find the solution for the three different levers that they needed to pull. One of which being a logic puzzle that took a while to solve, but they finally did solve it and got out of the Elven Passage. From there, they spent the night in the cave that the Elven Passage came out of, and soon discovered that they were in a land that they weren't expecting, one filled with gigantic monsters known as dinosaurs. They found some Paralophosauruses, some Brontosauruses. When they rested for the night the next day, they ended up experiencing something strange, some sort of phenomenon around midnight during the double new moon. Something like an earthquake with loud bangs and sonic booms and the earth trembling. Shockwave kind of ripped through the land. Disturbed all the dinosaurs in the area, and they were all agitated. So when they woke up the next day and were traveling, they encountered a group of clawfoot raptors, which they managed to scare off. And then, ultimately speaking, they pushed east rather than north to kind of see where some dragons they saw in the distance were flying from, not to. They happened upon a long neck preserve. Seemed like a kind of like a ranch for brontosauruses. It looked like there was even a place to cure meat and things like that. So they followed a road from there to the river, where they found a dragon resting on a sunny rock. Zippo immediately ran toward the dragon, and it woke up, peered down at him, and greeted him. And that's where we left off last time. "Hello, little one," says the dragon.
Hi. Zippo's like super excited about it. Like he's pretty much jumping while he's talking to this dragon.
He chuckles and looks around at the group and says, "How can I help you?"
We were actually trying to find the Bronze Clan. We're on a mission, but that can wait for a second. Is there a way to become a dragon?
Well, you found the Bronze Clan because I am a member, and he shows. He kind of spreads his arms, and you see that there are tattoos on his arms on both sides, in an intricate pattern. They kind of shimmer in the light a bit, as if they're a more pronounced bronze than the scales of bronze that he has himself, as being a bronze dragon himself. And he cocks his head slightly at you, and he says, "You wish to become a dragon?"
Yes, that would be great.
Well, I do not have the powers to do such things, but I cannot say that it is not impossible. I just know I do not know a way for it to be possible at the moment.
Dang it. Okay. All right. I guess we can do the main topic. So I'm gonna give you the TLDR here. So there's an elf that used to be across the wall till the wall went down. Apparently he was an old elf because he helped put the wall up. Just stop me when you get lost, by the way. So we came from not the bottom, but the west. And we came over this way, and then the elf got mad at us for something. I think he's mad because we took the wall down by accident, but, accidents happen. So we're on a quest now to try to, make some kind of peace for him because he asked us to. And he's pretty nice about it, So we're trying to make some kind of peace. So do you know of any of the other clans that are, like, friendly-ish that we could, talk to, maybe make some peace?
Give me 1 second.
Look, Zippo has a pretty high charisma score, but he has a intelligence score. So, just at any time you guys want to does any of you speak Draconic?
Pretty sure I don't.
I was gonna say,
I guess that is a question we need to ask: is what language is this conversation happening in right now?
Zippo speaking in Draconic.
Yeah, I can't understand any of that.
So I was gonna say, any moment you feel like you need to stop Zippo, feel free to, because
Not exactly sure what you said, Zippo, but it
speaking
sounded
in
very
Draconic.
succinct.
I don't know if you could hear Min in the background, but I just needed to get her because she was screaming bloody murder. Sorry.
No, you're good. I was
Maybe
explaining
it's
to the
dragon.
party that anytime they felt like they needed to stop me, go on ahead, but then I realized I don't think many of them speak Draconic.
Nope.
And that's what Zippo's been speaking in, so I don't know if the dragon is or not.
The dragon spoke in Draconic since you greeted him in Draconic, assuming that the rest of the group can also speak it. So, yeah, they're having a private conversation right now. Right, because none of the rest of the group has Draconic, right?
No.
I definitely don't.
Oh,
We're just standing off to the side with our hands on our hips going, yep.
I'm just saying over the ring, we're not dead yet, so this is progress.
Zippo must be doing a good job.
How long do you think until Zippo becomes a snack?
I give it at least 5 minutes.
Are you
Unless the
speaking
dragon
out
is
loud?
This is over the rings.
Okay.
No.
Right. I'm just going to check and make sure Ulrich doesn't have Draconic.
I think
Nope.
he's on common and orc.
Common,
Common
Orc,
and
and Giant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought so. I just wanted to make sure.
I remember his because it came up at one point.
Yeah. In fact, both have come up. All right. So, basically, Zippo, you have summarized that you're on a mission to make peace with the clans, and you asked the dragon, is there anybody who might be amenable to that idea? Correct?
Yeah, because I try to like sum it up for him like the best way Zippo could of that, the elves want some kind of peace with the clans up top so they don't get attacked from the top while they're also, suffering from the vampires down below.
Mm.
And that we came from the west, but Zippo doesn't really care about that now that he's met dragons.
Well, I'm just a ferryman. I can't really even speak for my clan. That would be our leader Rift up in, well, our city to the north.
Okay. Okay. I just assumed because you were a dragon, you were, top of the leaderboard because you should be because you're awesome.
Thank you. And he kind of preens his, picks at some of his scales to like smooth them out. And he fluffs his wings a little bit. Just to give you context on this dragon, it's a bronze dragon. He seems to be large in size, so you can take that for what you will with category in terms of age. He has some sort of ornamental armor on him in addition to his, natural armor. Just it doesn't seem like it's doing anything to protect him. It's just more like for show. Glitz and glams and things like that. He hasn't introduced himself by name yet, but neither have you. So, so far it's just been talking idly.
Oh yeah, that's right. Zippo will be like, oh, by the way, I forgot. Yeah. Really excited, by the way. My name is Zippo.
Zippo. That is an interesting name. I knew a Zippo once.
That is pretty crazy. Well, I was only named that because I like to burn things back at the village.
Interesting. I don't see the connection.
I don't either. By the way, I have to ask this. Do you know of like a red dragon queen anywhere?
Well, if there was any red dragons, they would be over in the other clan lands, not here.
Gotcha. Okay, gotcha. You see, I used to have a pact way before I met this genie that was with what was a red dragon queen, but like once I broke the wall, they stopped speaking to me, and then I met the genie, and now I'm awesome and can control weather. So.
You were tricked by a genie who said they were a dragon?
Oh, I have no idea. I assumed it was a red dragon because that's the form they always took when I met them in the ring.
I see.
But the other genie I met was like a storm genie, I guess, or like a lightning genie, because a giant storm appeared when he came. He was super cool.
I would be careful of such creatures. They always have a price.
Yeah, the first one was my soul, but the second one gave me my soul back.
Well, I am happy for you then, little one. So, what can I do for you?
Can I get directions to your main city then, since we need to speak to your leader to possibly make peace? I'm trying to just railroad this real fast so that I can get done. And does your city accept immigrants? Because I would like to live here, and like with the dragons, because I love dragons.
Well, that's what I was kind of thinking of earlier. When you asked me how to become a dragon, well, the closest thing I can think of is you become one of the dragons, as in the Bronze Clan. If you join the clan, you would be a dragon for all intents and purposes. You wouldn't have the physical form of one, but you would be considered one of us.
So I had to step away for a minute. Is this still in Draconic? Or are we just like...
Yeah, it's all in Draconic, yeah.
Yeah, we're just twiddling our thumbs. So Yarvik is just going to step up. Hi, my name is Yarvik. English, or whatever the native language of this area is, whatever it's called. Common. I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Do you speak Common?
Hello, Yarvik. Well met. I
Hi.
am Leet. Leet. Leet.
Nice to meet you, Lee. Our friend is very enthusiastic, and I'm sure he is doing a wonderful job of explaining to you why we're here, because we're not dead yet. So let's just, for the sake of argument, just say that Zippo kind of caught us up. Is that how we want to do this?
Zippo, do you
Zippo,
fill them in?
You gonna introduce us to your friend or what?
Oh yeah, Zippo will start talking again, but he's still so absent-mindedly excited about dragons. He's explaining the rest of the party in Draconic to Elite.
Zippo, in common, please.
Oh, sorry, right, forgot. Then he'll start talking in common again.
Okay. And it fills in the group.
Yep.
So, we've had quite an adventure. I feel that Zippo's probably brought you up to speed with what brings us to this wonderful dinosaur, park. How do we get to your clan's leader?
Well, first of all,
Is that something that's even feasible? I don't know.
it is good that you have explained things to me. Because these are dire times. There are many people that threaten our borders, and things that the council has charged our clan to do. But of course, we have our own ways, and that's why you're not dead.
Oh well, thank the 12 for that, I guess.
Let me put it bluntly, it will be difficult for you to join if you intend to do so, but it is possible. Rift is the leader of the Bronze Clan. He is an ancient dragon. He will be unmistakable. No one looks like Rift.
Does he not look like you?
Oh, I mean... Do you not look like each other?
Yeah, Belzian just looks at the rest of the group.
Roger twirls his mustache.
Garrett scratches his foot.
After Belzian says that, Zippo's gonna look up to Elite and be like, sorry, they're not as well trained in dragons as I am.
He bows his head slightly and says, I cannot really tell you what you will ordeal in order to become a member of the Bronze Clan. That will be left to Rift to decide. But I can say that our city is Ildren, and it's just up the river. And by just, I mean you follow the river all the way to the mountains, and there you will find our clan. Right at the fork.
So point of order. Just Yarvik, is dragon riding a thing? Like, because I really kind of want to try ride a dragon. Like, I feel like that would be pretty cool. Or is that incredibly rude? I don't know.
It does feel like it could be like kind of a rude thing, but I don't think that should stop you from trying it.
How does your ferrying service work? Because you said you were a farrier. Do you just do like certain animals, or like, and how much is the cost? Because I don't know like what we would have that would translate to money for you.
Well, we have a boat, and he gestures, and you notice for the first time that there, especially since you've been completely, invested in this dragon, you notice for the first time a small craft tied to some rocks. You see two animals with long necks sticking out of the water, kind of swimming about in a kind of a not a caged area, but like a netted area, that kind of like a pool area where these creatures kind of live. They seem to have long necks and sharp teeth, and have, instead of arms and legs, fins on both feet and arms. It seems like they power the craft. They pull the craft like beasts of burden. You can see harnesses adjacent to the boat.
Gotcha.
I take shipments of food up to the capital, and by I mean I send these creatures up with them. I don't typically ride along. I make sure that things go underway, and I take what comes back.
Gotcha. So it's not like a people shuttering service.
I mean, it certainly can be for one such as you, but as you can see, the boat is not really one for a dragon to ride, and not that we would need to. And he kind of just shakes his wings lazily.
Yeah, whenever he shakes his wings, Zippo's just like enamored with them, and then he loses train of thought for a second, and then he catches back himself. He's like, "Oh, how much would you charge for us to have a ride up to the capital? I know our money didn't work at the same in the Vampire Lands as it does up here, or as it would in our hometown."
I'll take money, he says.
Okay.
So
Belzian
that
pulls out his pockets. They're kind of empty.
everybody just kind of, I feel like we all just poke Ulrich.
Ulrich?
Yeah. And he starts digging in his pockets. Ulrich is visibly sweating and has been pretty quiet. He sounds a little pained as he says that.
You okay, Ulrich?
Oh, yeah, I'm fine, he says in a quavery voice.
Okay.
Alright, Ulrich has 168 gold.
Whoa.
I have 333 coppers, 70 silver.
He has 334 copper and 144 silver as well.
Hold on a minute. If this is the ferry for food, will they not think we are food when we arrive?
Oh, sorry. I was doing Ulrich for a second. Well, the food that will be sent up will not be living. But I would say that the shipments do occasionally have pests that might try and get at some of it on the way up. If you were to ride up with it, I would ask that you try and keep that from happening.
Gotcha.
Sounds like a fair trade to me.
A ferry trade? We will keep your boat safe.
Okay. How does 20 gold each sound?
I think everybody, yeah. I mean, that's it's going to save us a walk. I'm fine. I'm saying this over the ring, by the way. It's going to save us a walk.
I can afford that for myself.
I'm kind of light on gold these days, if anybody's feeling charitable.
I can cover it. I got it.
Oh,
I also don't have the gold.
I also accept precious items if the gold doesn't suffice.
like silver.
I'd prefer gold or precious items. Silver doesn't quite have the gleam in it.
Zippo's gonna open up his bag into the ground there and like go down in it and look around for a second.
Okay, what you looking for?
The only things I know that I put in here are the armor and the dwarf statue, which in character we don't know is a dwarf, but out of character I'm assuming is a dwarf.
What's a dwarf?
Exactly. Out of character, Brent, though. Big bearded statue.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only things I put in here, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, there's basic office supplies that Jordan left in there, and various knickknacks. You know that the stories are in there. That's basically about it.
Gotcha. Lippo would come back up with the bearded statue. And be like, well, I got this from a Hydra's nest, if this counts as a precious item.
Are you sure you're willing to part with that? I mean, I'm willing to take it.
You don't have to give it up. I've got enough to cover.
Do you? That would be
Yeah,
great.
it's fine. It's fine. I am curious about what this statue is.
I'm also curious. That's why I keep rubbing the spot that's been rubbed by all the vampires, according to the elf.
That spot does look really shiny compared to the rest of it.
I've been rubbing
Maybe-
the crap out of it.
Maybe the dragon knows. He seems like he wants it.
Do you happen to know what the statue depicts? The elves kind of hated it a lot, and I almost wanted to kill an elf because he said it was ugly.
Looks like a vampire to me, he says
That's what I
carelessly.
was thinking, too.
And you get a lot of vampires around these parts.
Recently, maybe. Before that, not so much.
Super huge question, which I'm not sure if you'll know the answer to, Lee, but I'm assuming you will because, you're a dragon and you're all pretty great smart. The Changeling clan, are they a bunch of were-tigers?
The Changeling clan are many different types of creatures, whatever they choose to be.
I knew Perrin was a were-tiger. I knew it. Our first adventure over here was into the Axe clan, who were not very friendly with us, by the way. Hate those guys. We've met
The Axe Clan. You've met the Axe Clan and survived? Well, that is a story to tell, Rift. I'm sure he'd be very amused by that.
Yeah, actually, we when we first met them, we were outnumbered. I killed a pretty good penny of them before we got captured. I'm sad about it. If somebody who looked at Roger didn't run away, we might have killed the rest.
If somebody didn't run away, you'd have had no.
Excuse me.
But we did meet one really nice, friendly Axe Clan guy who, he wasn't from the Axe Clan, but he couldn't talk about his clan. But at night, when he got done talking to himself, there was a tiger sleeping in the area he went into. So, I assumed Magix, he was a were-tiger.
The name Piran rings a bell, but I cannot place it. Yes.
Mayhaps if we ever meet him again, we'll tell him you say hi.
Do you have any other questions for me? He is idly kind of counting the gold that has been given to him. Everybody is paid, correct?
Yep.
I'll take 20 from Ulrich. Right.
That's everything. Then Zippo, very, sadly says, well, I'll see you later.
You may or
Is
you
there-
may not. And I wish you luck.
Thank you, friend. Thank you.
He grins at each of you with a smile. A smile shows many rows of teeth, as big as your fingers.
Zippo, as he's getting
Well, not many
everything
rows
ready-
of teeth. Many sets of teeth, I should say.
Zippo, as he's getting ready, he's petting Brunhild, and he'll be like, can I pet the water creatures, or are they a no pet zone?
The plesiosaurs will pet back. You do not want to touch them.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. Oh, big question I forgot. Last question, I promise. You see, and it will like be petting on Brunhild. Is like Brunhild here. I'm pretty sure it's a dragon.
Doesn't smell like one, but if she was a dragon, then she has good reason for not revealing herself. If she is one. If she is one.
Supposed to be, like,
He
I'm gonna
sounds
fall down.
doubtful, but that doesn't really change Zippo's mind.
No, I was like petting on her like really hard. He's like, okay, Brunhild, we're gonna get up here. We're gonna get you dispelled so you could be your dragon self if you want to be.
That's right. Be the dragon you want to be. I like it. Very affirmative. Thank you, Leet, for your kindness.
Of course. And, do be careful.
You too, Lead. I'll miss you, buddy.
He settles back onto his rock and kind of shrugs one of his wings over his eyes.
Well, what a nice fellow.
Indeed.
So, are we going to jump on this boat, or are we going to look around for a bit, or what? What are we doing?
When does the boat leave? Like, I'm guessing it leaves relatively soon if they've got it all rigged up. But
There doesn't seem to be a schedule posted, or maybe there is.
Yeah, there's no sign or nothing like that. The animals don't seem to be hitched up or anything like that. There does seem to be some canvas bags piled on the ship, but the ship doesn't seem to be rigged to go just yet.
I guess we wait. And is there like a decent sized area around here? Like enough for me to play with Brunhild in?
Yeah,
While we're waiting?
it's plenty of room. Yeah.
Okay. Zippo's gonna play with Brunhild then while we're waiting.
Yeah, does the boat just go, like, or do we got to saddle up these beasts?
I'm guessing he does that.
He's looking a little sleepy right now.
You think dragons are like cats, and they like because they're high energy predators? Maybe they sleep like 20 hours a day.
Would explain why we don't see a lot of them.
And if they are like cats, they kill you if you rub their belly. Zippo, we have an assignment for you.
I'm busy right now.
Maybe we have to attach these harnesses, or if there are any harnesses. As long as we don't pet them, I think we should be.
I'm pretty
okay.
sure they'll still probably try to bite you.
So there are harnesses adjacent to the ship. They seem to be hooked to the ship, but the creatures are not in them right now.
Perhaps they're on break.
Union beasts of burden.
While he's playing with Brunhild, he's gonna stop for a minute. Is there like a clear spot in the water that he can just kind of dip his hand in?
Inside or outside of the netted
Outside.
area. Yeah.
Outside of the netted area.
Yeah.
Okay. Zippo's gonna go over and he's holding the Atlan gem. He's putting his hand in the water, and then in Aquan, he's gonna just start talking like he's talking to Atlan and telling him about what's happened so far after they met.
Okay.
When you think about it, they're just like really big horses, right?
Are you
how
kind
big
of going over to like inspect the area and things like that? Is that what I'm kind of getting?
Yeah.
Okay. So you go over to the boat. There's a large kind of wooden structure that kind of goes out to the boat. It's many times wider than a normal one-person dock might be for like a ship of this size. It just seems like, just like the door and the buildings that you saw earlier, everything's much larger in size than you're used to. The rigging is massive. The harnesses are for a huge creature. You think that you might be able to have 2 people handle them. The harness itself would be a little bit kind of unwieldy for one person to handle, just because of the size of it. There's a bucket hanging on one of the posts of the dock, with something strong smelling inside of it, and you can smell raw meat coming from the boat. So it smells like a butcher's shop.
Delicious.
I do wonder if dragons have any concept of sausage.
I feel where we're going, there's going to be a few to ask. So it looks like it's going to take a couple of us to maybe harness these fellas up, if we're expected to do it.
I don't have the strength.
I'm just going over and asking Leet. So, pardon, when does the boat leave? And do we need to do anything, or do we just ride on the boat?
Just giving you all a frame of reference on the map of what the creatures look like. That's what the plesiosaurus looks like.
How does he fit in the river?
Whenever you'd like to, just toss the rigging in and they'll swim right through. He doesn't even uncover his eyes.
Okay.
There seems to be only one harness, so apparently both are not needed.
Oh, is it like one of those double harnesses that can fit 2 creatures?
It doesn't seem to be. It seems to only fit one neck.
I guess maybe if we all shove.
Yeah, maybe one pulls and one pushes,
Don't forget the bait bin. The bait bucket, I should say.
Okay, I think we're going to have to do a little bit of teamwork here. I think somebody's going to have to toss some of this gross stuff in the water there. And then while they're munching on it or something, we can throw the harness in there.
Okay, so whoever has the lowest strength. So we're just Zippo's on chum duty, so he can toss the bait, and then the rest of us can try to shove. How's that sound?
Yeah, that's fine. Zippo's gonna put his Atlan gin back up after he finishes up his conversation with Atlan. Or, him talking to Atlan one-sidedly. And then he'll walk over and take some of the food out and toss it in for them near wherever they throw the thing at, so it goes to it.
All right, so who's throwing the harness in?
Ulrich's not looking very well, so Belzian can throw it.
Ulrich keeps coughing. I don't know if you noticed that earlier, but that was not me coughing. That was Ulrich. He still looks pale. He tries to help with the harness and is just a little shaky.
You sit down for a moment there, friend.
Okay.
So can we team lift this or something?
If someone would like to help, that would be great.
So what I'm going to do for this is usually there's an assisted check where one person assists somebody else and they get an advantage. For this, since it's so big, we need 2 people to make the strength save. So if we have more than 2 people trying, one person can try and assist one of those people to help them make the check.
All right, so I've got 18 strength. So Yarvik's he's fairly beefy for his size.
Well, Yarvik is ripped.
Yes, he is. So say Belzian and Yarvik, and then Roger could back us up.
Roger, what's your strength?
12.
12, okay.
Mine's 15.
So you're assisting, and then Belzian and Yarvik are doing the check.
I'm sorry, my strength is 13. But
Okay.
yes, still +1.
So
Plus
are you
2
going to
strength.
assist Yarvik or Belzian?
I'll assist Belzian because he probably needs less help.
I'm not as strong as Yarvik.
And he's not going to get much from Roger.
So you assisting means you don't have to roll. You just give him an advantage.
Oh, okay.
Whereas, so if you're saying that Belzian's the one that needs less help, okay, all right. So Jaeger rolled a 12,
We're just doing a
and
straight strength
Belzian
check.
roll 2 strength checks and take the higher one. 12s all around. All right, so try as you might, you're not able to budge this harness. It's way too big and unwieldy. Like, it kind of keeps flopping around the more you try and push at it. It kind of just gets more tangled up in itself.
Is this thing made of rocks? What is this?
There does seem to be some weights on it.
Like on it or like embedded in it?
As part of its design, there seems to be weights like within the lining of this saddle. Not saddle, but the harness.
Yarvik's arms are thin and noodle-like after all of this time out on the road.
It's just too powerful.
Zippo's holding the bucket like, come on, guys. Do you want me to try?
Yeah, let's let him have a shot.
Let's see what you got, short stack.
Roger, go throw some chum.
All right, we'll throw some chum.
So Zippo's making a strength check, and is somebody making a second attempt?
I'll go for a second attempt. See if I can get something going.
Can I assist Zippo?
Yeah. Zippo roll with advantage. Yarvik roll straight. Unless Roger's helping you.
I got an 18.
I'll help him.
All right, Jaeger, roll a second time. Okay, Zippo and Jaeger are able to push the harness into the water. So
Short stacks for the win.
Yeah.
High five.
With help.
It was the lower center of gravity, you see.
yeah, it
Tiny
took all
towers
4
of
of you to
power.
push it to get it to go. It seems. The harness goes into the water, and the current kind of pulls at it a bit, and it kind of pulls off of the boat some, and kind of it's pointed upstream because it's pointed to go upstream. Obviously, the river's emptying into the ocean, which you're at, but it kind of pulls and comes out based on how the harness is positioned, and so one of the creatures might be able to swim into it at this point. They don't, though. They don't really pay it any mind. They kind of glance at it for a second, look up at the group, and then kind of dip back down into the water.
Throw some chum in, boys.
It's jump time. That sounded cooler in my head.
Indeed. Zippo intraconic while he's throwing the chum in. Come get it, boys. Come on. And throw the chum in.
Maybe we need to get on the boat. Do we need? Well, I mean, I guess we do.
So,
they don't.
in order to push the thing into the water, you had to get on the boat. So you're on the boat.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Harness was on the boat, not the dock.
Correct.
Gotcha. Yeah.
The boat just leaves without us. Bye.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, run, boys, run.
So Zippo says the equivalent of sui in Draconic to the plesiosaurs, and throws some chum into the water. Where are you throwing the chum exactly?
In front of the, like, where the head would come out on the harness.
Okay. Give me is there an animal handling skill? Yeah, give me one of those.
Hot dog. Hot dog. I'm gonna,
Since you're
I'm gonna-
shouting in Draconic, I am going to give you an advantage on that. Also, you're the most dragon looking of the party, so.
hot dog even more, 11.
Yeah, that'll do it. The plesiosaurs both snap at each other before one goes through the harness to get to the treat. The chum seems to be large bits of fish, by the way. It seems to have some sort of stuff coated on the fish. It's a black tar-like substance. But whatever it is, the plesiosaur snaps it right up and kind of does a maneuver and gets into position in front of the boat, as if it's done this many times before.
Way to go. I have a feeling we should probably hold on tight.
Zippo goes to the front of the boat. And I see the plesiosaur pulling.
The plesiosaur looks ready to go, but isn't going.
Zippo in Draconic's gonna say go.
It kind of looks back at you and then looks forward and kind of shakes its head frustratingly. You notice that the netting is still kind of there in front of
Oh, gotcha.
the plesiosaur.
Zippo's gonna go up. Is there like a obvious place I see that can move the netting?
So there is kind of like a so you know how like chains get pulled up to like block boats from passing?
Yeah.
It looks like the netting can be let loose so that it no longer is up against the top of the water. It's like pulled tight on the shore.
Gotcha. Zippo's gonna holler for Belzian because he's the fastest of us.
What's up?
Alright, Belzian, you're gonna let this loose. and hopefully you have enough time to close it and run back to the boat before the plesiosaur just takes off. We'll have to let it come through first.
What if the boat leaves without me?
That's why I called you over. You're the fastest of us.
No. Well, I did pull that handle in that weird hallway with the guardrails.
Exactly. All right, buddy. I believe in you. And then Zippo's gonna get back on the boat.
Well, I suppose I will get in position to make this happen.
Okay.
Release it, Dosian.
Just say when. Oh, now? Okay, yes.
Okay, so you pull out the rope and it kind of, you let it out so that it sinks down into the water. And the plesiosaur immediately begins swimming forward with a burst of speed. The group, you feel the lurch of the boat moving. It's not enough to knock you off your feet, but it's definitely moving at a good pace.
I
You
would
hear
like to jump back on the boat.
Okay. So you could run to the dock and then jump onto the boat. The boat's long enough that you'll probably be able to make it in time. Yeah, you should be able to make it.
If not, I will
Did you
just
shut the gate?
monk run on the water.
You hear
we supposed to
footsteps
close
from behind you as the dragon, as Leet the dragon is coming forward to. I've got this little one.
Okay, I was just making sure. I didn't want you other one to run away.
Splendid work. And he waits for the boat to pass as Belzian jumps on, and then he easily tugs the line, ties it back up, and goes back to his spot.
Zippo's gonna stay up and watch the if he can stand where it's at and like close, to the edge of the front and watch where the plesiosaur, like how it's doing its thing. Just amazed.
Sure. So the plesiosaur is kind of cutting through the water. Its head, most of the time, is above the water, but every once in a while it dips down as it's kind of doing its swimming pattern. It seems to be pulling the boat pretty easily. Its powerful muscles rippling with effort. And the current is not strong enough that it's like having to fight it very much. It's a pretty slow-moving river at this point.
Awesome. And as Zippo's like finishing, like watching it, just amazed me. He's like, "Oh, by the way, remember he said that something might attack trying to get the cargo on here. So everybody, be ready for that." Zippo's also gonna look at the sky because he's watching for other dragons and storms. Like if there's any looks like storms coming or anything.
Okay. Cool.
Once we're underway, is it possible to make like a medicine check on Ulrich? See how that guy's doing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Come on, roll 20. Do the thing.
You're not sure what's wrong with him. He definitely doesn't look good. He's actually sunken into sleep. He's still sweating and he's kind of murmuring in his sleep a bit.
Maybe he ate something weird.
Maybe it was awesome.
Maybe he's caught cold. I mean, we've been outside for a while. We were in a cave for a little bit, but that's like part of outside. It's like the indoor outside.
Makes sense to me.
All right, the boat continues upriver, up north, going at that northeasterly. Let me update your token. You're moving at a pretty good pace, faster than you'd be able to go on foot for sure. So while you ride, anything that you're doing?
Belzian's imagining having hair.
Okay.
Yarvik is staying away from, as far away from the chum bucket as possible because it smells disgusting
That it does.
and looks disgusting.
It's supposed to watching out for dragons and storms.
I wonder what kind of pest dragons have to deal with. Like, I would think they'd have this area pretty well tamed, but you never know, I guess.
Maybe it's just like really big lice.
Or maybe it's like smaller dragons who are, like banditizing these areas. Like maybe there's like, rebel dragons who like are rebelling against the clan or something.
I'm gonna go with the dinosaurs attack the floating ship full of meat to eat more food.
That also sounds about right.
We will have to be the dino repellent then.
Anybody else want to name the plesiosaur with me?
No, I'm not even sure I can spell plesiosaur.
No. Like while Zippo's gonna look back down and look at it like
Fred.
I'm right.
It looks like a Fred.
Yeah, I think it's been
No.
named Fred.
It's definitely gotta be Pleasy. Pleasy the plesiosaur. Come on.
Would you please call it by its real name, Fred?
Yeah, Fred does seem pretty fitting.
I don't like this anymore.
We'll call him Right Said Fred.
I feel like fishing would have been a good option. I left my pole back home.
Is it possible to improvise?
Had we thought about that and brought some sticks and some line with us before we got on the boat, it probably would. It's probably entirely likely. You're ever just going to go start looking around the boat for fishing equipment?
Okay.
I think
Come
it
to
takes
think of
one
it-
us on a pokey tool.
You remember seeing some fishing equipment by the dock as you were kind of working and looking about the ship. The fishing equipment looked like it was the size of a dragon. For a dragon's use, not for a halfling.
I do kind of like a dragon's fish. Just like sitting on the dock, drinking a dragon beer. Like, I get this. I have a whole image in my head.
That's fantastic.
Well, it is fantasy, so.
She's just trying to delay going home to their dragon wives.
All right. So you travel throughout most of the day with the plesiosaur. About midday, it stops and takes a break by the shore. It kind of rests and kind of stretches out and kind of stays in the sunlight and basks in it for it seems like maybe an hour before it begins going again. Seems like it does get tired and needs to rest every couple of hours, but it went pretty long without needing a break. So
Way to go, Fred.
Stop.
Look at this guy living his best life.
What if this is what if this is a mama plesiosaur? What then? Do we call her
She, work,
Frederica?
she works hard for the money, so we better
And
treat
Fred
her
is a
right.
nickname? There we go. I like that. I like that a little better. Does she like require treats every time we go, or was it just like the one time?
If are you going to try the treat method, or
Like when she was like taking a break, Zippo was probably just gonna be like, "Good job, Interconic," and like throw a treat to her.
okay? Fred happily eats the treat.
Zippo's like sitting there and like he's like talking to the group, and we're talking about it. I'm gonna be best friends with Fred by the time this is over with.
Fred also eyes you as a treat as well. Kind of the same look that Fred gives the treats. You all seem to be snack size.
I'm bite size.
Mm-hmm.
Understandable.
Yeah, let's not get stuck in that bucket.
Fair enough.
While you're traveling along, those of you who are looking around in the boat, like Yarvik, you said that you were kind of looking around for block and tackle and things like that. You notice that the meat is actually packed with ice. You can see that there's water that's melting slowly from the pile. It seems to be chilled. So you're not sure where they got the ice, but there's seems to be large, not cut, but like piles of ice. It's a whole operation, this.
Perhaps it's where the dragon beer is kept.
These dragons seem quite sophisticated. I mean, you know, ancient, intelligent, and all that. But I don't know, just quite an interesting society here. So I'm really looking forward to getting to the city and seeing what a dragon city looks like.
I'm so excited.
Do you think they'll have like fancy buildings, or is it just going to be a big cave full of gold?
Either one is amazing. Maybe it's a network of caves. Kind of like the caves back home.
I want to see what dragon architecture looks like. I feel like if they're moving boats, if they're refrigerating their meat, they seem to be, you know, civilized, for lack of a better term. Or maybe they're just like really ornate caves full of gold.
I mean, if they're ancient, it seems like they would have some time to think about it. After all, they did indicate that the dragon leader was ancient.
True. He might have been there before the wall.
Indeed.
What is it about gold? Like, what would a dragon have a need for gold for?
It's shiny.
I thought they ate it.
It's shiny. You can never have too many shiny things.
Who doesn't like gold?
Well, I don't like
Yeah.
gold.
I'll take yours.
I love shiny things.
I just wouldn't think they'd have much reason to use it. I mean, I don't know how much trade they do. I mean, maybe they use it for trade like we do.
Yarvik, you can use it. You can exchange it for goods and services.
Well, that's what I was saying. But like, they're dragons, right? Like, they could just take. Like, they
No,
run the
yeah,
whole.
but
place-
They
they
don't
run the
gotta
whole
be,
place.
sure.
you know.
They don't have to
Yarvik.
pay for the dinosaurs, right?
We could just take.
We could just be tyrants, but There's no reason to be.
They might be better people than that.
I would
Because
just take.
these are the questions that we must find answers to.
Yes, they could. Doesn't mean they should.
Yarvik, in your head, you hear a voice say, "I would just take."
Shut it. This is a people conversation, okay?
Yes,
I was a
we're
person
all-
once too.
Wait, what? Wait, hold on. Whoa, hold on. Sorry. Hold on, gang. This just got more interesting. So they just hear me talking to myself.
Correct.
They don't understand. They don't understand what I'm talking to.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. You used to be a person?
Always
Yeah.
have been.
All
What,
four of us.
I don't know how I feel about this now. All right. I have to do a little more digging in on this.
Doesn't Yarvik only have 3 arrows?
The bow.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, Jordan wouldn't have given Yarvik something that was like bad.
I mean,
I didn't think
Jordan's a
that would be in
betrayer, so
Jordan's nature.
Jordan's a betrayer, so you never know what he would do.
I miss that guy. He was pretty nice.
He was Johnny on the spot with those light spells, though. That was convenient.
Just see in the dark. Problem solved.
Yeah, I
lit
don't,
up
I
our
don't know what
lives.
the issue is there, Yarvik.
These pesky, visible light spectrum eyes. Eric's he's gonna kind of go over and think a little bit now that he's kind of weirded out by the idea that his favorite weapons were once people. So he's gonna go off to kind of himself and kind of think about this for a little bit.
Okay, first Ulrich's not feeling good, and now Yarvik looks confused. Something about these waters, I suppose.
All right. It gets to be about evening, and the plesiosaur stops again and seems to kind of get to the shore and start using its great fins to push some sand together, and it kind of buries itself into the sand just by the shore. It's still in the water, but it's in the shallows. The boat kind of drifts against the side of the river and gently catches the sandy beach and comes to a rest. Seems like the plesiosaur is anchoring itself so that the boat can't pull it away while it's sleeping.
Gotcha. Say we take rest on the boat just because we don't know when the plesiosaur is going to leave in the morning. So I say we take turns watching and taking rest on the boat.
Camping time.
Okay. Question. Do you light a fire?
I'm going to say no because we already have the smell of meat. We don't want a bigger target. Then again, those creatures might be afraid of fire. But
Lighting a fire on our wooden raft sounds like a terrible idea.
Maybe on the beach. We can
You
have
could
like
just do what Fred's doing and just bury yourself in the sand.
I'd say we don't light a fire. We just sleep on the boat in case Fred leaves early in the morning. Fred might be an early bird.
I do agree. We should probably sleep on the boat.
maybe the waves will rock us to sleep. Okay, no fire. Sleep on boat.
Yeah. Who's taking turns on which watches?
I'll take first watch.
We'll take second.
I'll take second.
Guess that leaves me with third.
Ulrich's still asleep.
We'll let him sleep though.
All right, so Belzian's first, Zippo's third, and Roger and Yarvik are second.
Yep.
Cool. All right. First watch, Belzian. Roll your perception, please.
Can do.
Okay.
24.
All right, as you kind of keep watch as the sun's setting, you can see, some flying creatures. They look like they have dragon wings, but they have like pointed beaks and no arms. Kind of flying in groups off to the north in a east to west pattern. One of them kind of dives down and snatches at some fish from the water before it goes back up and continues on in a pattern. They seem to be flying in a V pattern, like a formation. You also hear the sounds of large creatures, especially to the north. Not anything that's approaching, just, the ambient sounds of a loud jungle.
The foreign land of the Bronze Clan. Perhaps, but if there's anything to cover up the chum bucket with, to prevent the smell from getting out.
Yeah, I mean, with that perception check, it smells almost enough to be audible. You can almost taste it.
You can see like
filling
the
the
stink lines
senses.
coming off of it.
Yeah.
I don't suppose there's a tarp or anything on this boat to put over it.
You could stick it under the leather that is covering the meat.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Okay, anything else you're doing while you are keeping watch?
Belvian is sitting cross-legged while being attentive to his surroundings.
Okay, give me a roll 20, please.
20. 14.
Awesome. Noted.
Mm.
All right, first watch is done. Go ahead and wake up the second group.
It's all yours, gang. Watch out for those weird-looking dragons in the sky.
I will.
All right. Jaeger, are you just watching normally, or do you have dark vision on?
No, I'm watching normally. I think as long as one of us is up with a person who has dark vision, we're okay. So
Okay.
I'm just kind of chilling and listening.
I'm guessing that no one's coming. Says Yarvik.
Sounds clear to me.
Roger, you can kind of hear the bubbling snores of the plesiosaur adjacent to the boat. You hear about midnight, somewhere around midnight, like midnight, not midnight. You know what I mean? Like the middle of the night. Like midday, midnight. Something cry out in extreme pain before it's quickly cut off. Something big, and it's very throaty.
In what direction?
North.
I'll point out the sound to Yarvik and say, sounds like something got killed out to the north of us.
Any idea whether it's making its way towards us?
Ain't making its way anywhere anymore.
Well, I mean, whatever did the killing, right?
I don't think I hear anything else. Did it sound like it was relatively close or kind of far off?
It wasn't close, but it was loud enough for you to hear.
Yeah.
Then
Sounded
again, these
like
creatures are big, right? So that could be relative.
Sounded like it was a ways off in the distance. I don't think we have anything to worry about right this second.
Cool.
Worth telling Third Watch about it though.
I wonder what's going on with Ulrich. It's not big guy's not doing so well.
You don't want me taking a look at him. I have no medical training whatsoever.
I dropped some pills on him, but the other day, but it's I don't know. I think it's some. I don't know. I don't know if it's something that our abilities, that we can heal here in the field.
Yeah. I mean, I've got some healing potions, but that's probably not gonna do it if he's just sick.
I think maybe we could probably keep him propped up, but I don't know. It sounds like maybe the dragons will have something. We've been lucky so far in our travels with people who've managed to do some heavy lifting for us as far as healing goes. So I think the sooner we get that, the better.
Yeah. So what's with those bow and arrows?
I don't know yet. As I've been using them, there's the growing understanding that these are in some way sentient or respond to commands or inputs. Now they're telling me they're alive. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, Jordan was a good guy, but I don't know. Maybe he didn't quite know what he had, or maybe I don't know. I got to dig into this more. I need to, I could really use a Carl right now. maybe there's like a dragon Carl.
Daryl.
Daryl the Dragon Mage. Yes.
We need Daryl and his other brother, Daryl.
That's bonus points right there. That's fantastic.
Well, let's definitely keep an eye out for that when we get up to the city here in the next couple of days.
Yep.
Shall we wake up Zippo?
Sure thing.
Roger, in your head, you hear a voice say, "Well, if you're curious about us, why don't you ask for one of us? Maybe you'll find out more."
I'll repeat that to Yarvik. I just had a voice in my head say, if I was curious, I should ask for one of them.
Huh. Well, isn't that interesting?
All right.
I'm going to hang on to these guys for a little bit longer, but this may be worth an experiment in the future.
Yeah. Next time we get the chance to do some real shooting, the two of us should line up next to each other and maybe fire off a couple of these at once.
Yeah, see what happens. We just haven't had the chance to actually do some dedicated range time.
All right, I'll walk over to Zippo and nudge him awake.
Before you do so, could you roll a d20 for me?
Just a flat d20?
Yes, please.
Alrighty. A 20.
Okay, awesome.
That's gonna be the only 20 I roll tonight, guys. So, hope it's good.
Congratulations. All right. So you wake up Zippo.
Yep. We'll let him know. Let him know about the screaming of something being killed north of us a few hours ago. Just like keep your eyes out in that general direction. Something got eaten, probably.
I shall try. And Brunhild shall try, because it was like petting on Brunhild now.
All right. Good night.
All right. Hot dog, let's go. Let me roll Brunhild's now. She's gonna listen. She got a 13.
Okay. So, since you did not do well on your check, I would like you to tell me what is Zippo doing that's distracting him so much for this watch. Are you reading another story? Are you trying to like befriend the plesiosaur? Are you what are you doing?
There's like materials, like writable, like a pen and paper essentially,
Yeah.
in like the desk, right?
Correct.
Zippo's got it out and is like out there, and he's like, he drew down like a quick like picture of Elite, and now he's like very badly, by the way. Zippo cannot draw, and he's like trying to trace the plesiosaur while looking at it.
Okay. I mean, there's a check for that. Let's do sleight of hand.
Yes.
Cool. All right. It looks like a child drew it.
Perfect.
There's like basically like diamonds for feet and like a big like circle for a body with a Trogdor type head with consummate V's.
Perfection.
Yeah. All right. Could you roll a d20 for me?
Yeah. 13.
Okay.
And my rolls have not been great tonight.
All right. With that, I think we're gonna call it for the break. I'll give you guys 10 minutes, so we'll be back at 9:05. And in the meantime, stick with us out there. We'll be right back. Just a 10-minute break. Sound good?
Perfect.
All right.
Excellent.
Welcome back from the break. We are just waking up from a rest from the night. As day breaks, the plesiosaur kind of takes a yawn, brushes itself off, clears the sand off of it, and goes back into the water, into the depths, and gives a big tug of the boat and pulls it offshore and back into the water.
Let's go.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Is Ulrich still sleeping?
Ulrich seems to be talking in his sleep,
Oh, okay.
in a moaning kind of way.
And we discern what language he's speaking in his sleep.
It seems to be common, but it's mostly nose and as and us.
Have a nightmare.
Hanging out with us must have been taking its toll on him.
As long as he seems to be having a good time, I don't see any reason to interrupt him.
Fair enough.
Yeah, the only movement you've seen him do is have to relieve himself at one point in the night, but that's about it.
Gross.
Well, the ship is underway on that note. I mean, they do call it a poop deck, right? So,
Exactly.
you're moving more of a westernly direction at this point than a northernly one. As you're traveling, you do see these great armored beasts drinking water from the river, but they kind of back off as the ship goes by.
I wave at them.
The creatures have short, round heads with what seems like a body made out of keratinized armor and a club tail. Spikes line the side of both sides of it as well as the tail itself. They don't look like something to mess with.
That's why
So
we
many-
need to be friendly.
So many interesting dragons in this land.
Excuse me, sorry. Looks like this.
Whoa.
Okay.
Put a saddle on that thing, you'll be really good at collecting iron.
All right. Anything y'all doing while you're sailing the 7 trees with your plesiosaur?
Zippo's gonna start organizing stuff. Like just doing like a little inventory on the stuff he has.
Okay.
And so I'm gonna assume it works the same way, but I'm gonna double check with you. Can I open the bag on the ship?
You mean like turn
Or-
it inside out?
No, like open it so that I can go into it.
Yeah.
Okay. I was making sure it still worked the same way. I figured it would, but I just want to double check.
Just in
So we're
case
gonna
an
go down
object
in
in
there?
motion didn't allow it to or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you're fine.
Alright. I'm gonna go down there and on the desk, I'm gonna move the armor over, to the side with the statue, and he's gonna pull out his Atlan gem, which he considers a treasure. Put it there. He's going to pull out the shattered remains of the Amulet of Storms that he still has on him
Okay.
and put them down there. What else does Zippo have? That copper orb that he got from Jordan turned to ash, right? Or like dust.
Yeah, it turned to dust.
Look, copper dust. Okay. Zippo's gonna hold on to that. He's gonna be like, I think that's organized enough. He's gonna walk out, he's gonna zip up the bag, and he's gonna just toss that into the water.
Zip up the bag.
No, he's gonna toss the copper orb remains into the water.
Oh, okay.
And then he's gonna put his bag back on his side and pet Brunhild and look for dragons. He's gonna look at Fred.
All right, so that's all the inventory you do. It's basically your possessions that you were looking at and kind of doing an inventory of them, right?
Yeah, Zippo was just getting all the things he considers things that he considers treasures.
Mm-hmm.
And when he looked at the copper orb remains, he got upset, so he threw it off the boat.
Yeah. Does it speak to you? No. Well, then get rid of it.
Yeah. Zippo was like, I kind of want to keep it because you never know when you might need copper orb dust. But stupid Jordan tossed it. And he like, I also like, I keep looking at the Shattered Amulet of Storms, and I'm like, I keep looking at it in my inventory, and I'm like, why am I holding on to this? And then I'm like, I should keep it just in case.
Okay.
He's also very excited. Like he's looking, he's looking around for dragons. At the same time, he keeps looking like up the river to see when he can see the Dragon City, because Sybil has very high expectations for the Dragon City.
Anybody else doing anything aside from Zippo?
Belzin will ask Zippo, what is he doing? Are you trying to feed those things to Fred? What are you throwing overboard there?
Oh no, I was just cleaning up. I was getting all my important items in the bag, so I knew they were in there. And then next time we settle down in like a town that we're in for a while, I'm gonna have the inside of the bag rearranged. I'm gonna take all of the stuff out of there except the chest and put a bed in there so I can have, something to lay my stuff on that's comfy for it.
That makes sensible.
Yes. And the thing I threw over was that orb that the liar Jordan gave to me. The leftovers of it.
I'm sure Jordan had very good intentions. Maybe wasn't great at explaining them.
No.
I guess he just had somewhere to go.
I went back to see Marius, or whatever that stupid guy's name is.
Marius kind of helped us out a little bit, so I'm
I
not.
don't like that guy.
Maybe he didn't like you.
Good. That's why I'm going to become part of the Bronze Clan. Like,
Yeah, you finally got to meet a dragon. Like,
yeah,
how do you feel about that? I was
Pretty
terrified
excited.
the whole time.
I was excited. And then when Leet said that I could probably become part of the Bronze Clan, I'm doing that, by the way, just so you know. I'm doing that.
Excellent.
And then when we get all this stuff figured out, I can come back and just hang out with dragons 24/7.
Hey, don't let your dreams be dreams.
And while I'm hanging out with the dragons, I can A, turn Brunhild into her dragon form, and B, get my own dragon form someday.
I'm a little bit worried. Like, what if these dragons, like, accidentally step on us or something? Because Leech was pretty big, but he indicated that some of the other dragons were bigger and older than him. What if they don't even see us?
I'm sure, since, I'm sure there's more than just dragons here. They do commerce, obviously, because, he shuttles food back and forth, so I would assume they do some kind of commerce. So they might have, smaller races that they have to watch out for, like us.
Ooh, we'll have to check out the gift shop for sure.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And the zoo, or whatever animal area they have.
Hopefully not a people-keeping area.
Hopefully not.
Are Roger and Yarvik doing anything?
No.
Jorvik is contemplating his arrows and bow situation.
Roger's just gonna keep an eye out.
Okay. If you're keeping an eye out, give me a perception.
Sure.
And I'll just keep that going through the day. Okay. All right. Travel resumes through the day. It's a similar kind of vibe. You pass similar creatures to the long necks you saw back in the plains. You see glimpses of some fast-moving animals in the forest that kind of are pacing the boat, but they don't get any closer. And you're not sure if they're actually following the boat or if they're just hunting in the same area as the boat is passing through. This is a river, so it's a main water source for the area. You do see plenty of different strange-looking animals that come and go as the boat approaches. Great beasts with big plates that run along its back, along its spine. Similar to the Brontosaurus, but smaller, or similar to those build dinosaurs that you first met, but without the horns. There's things that kind of look like ostriches, but without feathers. Yeah, some very and like small stubby arms. Very interesting groups of creatures. It's like you take your wildest imagination of what people have described dragons, and you've even seen books where people have attempted to depict what dragons looked like in the human lands. Some of these seem to be pretty close to those. So maybe they never saw a dragon at all, but they saw these, or maybe they've seen dragons and confused the two or whatnot. For all you know, these are all different types of dragons. But yeah, they do seem to be. There's a big difference between what Leet looked like and what these creatures look like, and none of them seem to be the speaking variety. For example, the sentience is definitely a big difference. One thing that you do note is there is a lack of settlements along the river. You don't see any civilization or evidence therein of it. Not even other ferry stops or anything like that, at least so far.
Oh, this boat route just kind of keeps going, eh?
Has to stop eventually.
Yeah.
Too bad nobody knows. Too bad nobody knows a nice sea shanty, but I guess we're all landlubbers.
Well, there's that one time that Zippo and I captained the other boat.
Sure.
Yeah, we were very experienced sailors.
But to be fair, that was also with the help of water elementals.
That was very nice of them. Did they teach you any sea shanties?
No, I tried talking to Atlin earlier, or yesterday when we first got to the water, but I didn't get a response.
Yeah, the only person that you might have known a sea shanty is no longer with you. He did leave stories behind, but no songs.
Those bards, I tell you.
Betrayers.
Interestingly, Belzian is proficient in loot, but I don't think he brought one.
As in counting money?
No. Other loot, which can also be loot.
So you guys don't speak Draconic like at all?
I'll just respond to Zippo in Sylvan. No, never learned that one.
In in Infernal, I'm like, I didn't understand you.
We all have different skills, Zippo. This
So,
time in common.
Zippo, what Roger sounds like, it sounds like somebody kind of spinning silk from their mouth. Like the noises just seem like very fluid and very soft sounding, and you respond with a language that kind of puts your puts the hair on the back of your neck on end, Roger. It just is like the exact opposite of what you just spoke. It just doesn't feel right to be heard aloud.
But guys, like dragons are amazing. Why would you not want to speak to them?
I never had any dragon teach me.
Fair enough, I guess. Fair enough.
Zippo,
A significantly less amount of dragons in Seregen.
Fair enough. It's like it was a main language that we spoke because we worshipped a red dragon where I used to live.
not only that, but I think the native tongue for kobolds is Draconic.
Yeah, common draconic.
So that is your language. That's your like native language.
Yeah. Zippo's gonna like go over to the water and like while we're riding, he's just gonna look in and then he's gonna set up on the boat and then just start in like Aquan, just in case any water elementals are near. He's just gonna just start talking, just ranting. Like none of it is anything of any importance, but all they like it's just like he's just talking about his day and how he's excited to meet dragons and how he met Atlan, which he assumed is the king of all water elementals.
So appropriately, Zippo is using Aquin to have a stream of consciousness.
Yep.
Whoa.
Just letting the thoughts flow.
Yes.
Sometimes they just kind of rush out,
Rapidly. Speaking of rapidly, the river has narrowed some. It's still deep enough in the middle for the boat to get by, but the banks of the shore are pretty close, and thus the water is a little bit more rapid, and therefore the plesiosaur is going a little slower than it was before. As the river turns northward again.
Does the boat have like a speedometer or anything? Like how many knots are we going?
It does not.
Okay.
It's amazing how well trained Fred is.
Yeah, Fred is a pro. Look at this.
Class comparison wise, does Fred take up like most of the river that we're in, or are they like a small part of it? Like, could another one pass us if it got near us? Like, could another boat pass us, or
One would have to pull to the side
okay,
at
gotcha.
this part of the river.
Guys, if another boat passes us, we all are just gonna smile and wave. Okay,
Yeah, act natural.
I'll do all the talking. Promise. It'll work out.
As long as we don't appear to be dead and food-like, I think we might be okay.
Fair enough. Yeah, makes sense to me.
Roger, with your 16, you remember what those clawfoot raptors looked like that the party encountered in the grass?
Yeah.
You see two beasts that look similar to them, but are much, much larger. And they're both coming toward the river and seem to be looking at the boat and kind of coming toward the boat together.
I'm gonna let the rest of the party know. Hey, there's some big dudes coming here.
Oh,
We we should get ready for a fight.
Yeah, and they seem to be moving faster than the boat can move forward at this point.
Are they in
Alright.
range for me to shoot them with my bow?
Not yet.
I will keep an eye on them for them to get into that range, and I'm gonna take pot shots at them as soon as they get close enough.
Okay.
Same. Jarvik is going to grab the bow. All right, boys, time to go to work.
Are they within 120 feet of us?
Not yet. They're about 200 feet away.
Yeah, once they get closer, Zippo's gonna be ready to fire a firebolt at them.
Okay.
Belzian takes his shirt off.
To clarify, the range for a longbow is 600 feet.
Ah. Then, yeah, I guess they're within range.
That's long.
I mean, it's 150 feet for normal, and then 600 with disadvantage, I believe.
Okay. Go ahead and take a shot.
I don't think I'm going to roll lower than that. Oh no, I did. Well,
So
fuck me then.
that's a miss.
Yeah.
And we'll start combat at this point. All right.
Hey, Yarvik, now might be an opportunity for us to try firing those arrows together.
Sure. How
But
far away
first,
are they?
They're currently 200 feet away.
All right, that's within the range of the short bow. So I grab. Hold on, Hold on. I have to look at these. All right, so I'm gonna give Roger the green one, and then I'm gonna use the black one.
Gonna move the boat up.
That's a big boat.
We're not gonna need a bigger boat.
You say that now.
You can see Fred there in the water.
Hi, Fred.
So, just for information, so 200 feet away is off the map. It's back this way that you see them. So the beasts are down and to the left, down this way. All right, so let's see here. Who's rolled what? We had Zippo roll a 19. We had Roger roll a 28. Jaeger rolled an 8. Velzian rolled a 15. Orwick will not be rolling for this battle. And
All right,
then,
if it looks dire, we feed Ulrich to the dinosaurs.
It would be for the best.
Maybe they'll get sick and go away.
You don't want what he has.
the plesiosaur is appearing as a thing that has initiative. It will only defend itself if needed. And then, oh, interesting. All right. Okay. So, after you shoot at them, they do a double move to move up 100 feet. So, they were 200 feet away. You'll finally get to see one. Oop.
The good news is this now they're out of the disadvantage range. Bad news is that they're very big and clearly hungry.
Yeah, they're big. So Yarvik's gonna hold until they get until they get within 80 feet. I think that's where his disadvantage drops off.
Okay. Go ahead, Roger.
All right. Well, I'm gonna take a shot at him.
Okay. Were you given an arrow, or what's going on with that?
I was given the green arrow.
Green arrow. Okay. So green arrow. Gives you an extra 1d8 points of sonic damage, and
The blue one is the only one that requires channeling. So the green one and the black one are just kind of fire and forget.
yeah.
I'll take my shot. We're gonna shoot at the one close to the shoreline, the one that's not obscured by the trees.
Okay.
Does a 17 hit?
A 17 hits.
All right. So 13 damage, and then I need to roll d8 for sonic damage, you said?
Yeah.
One sonic damage. Total of 14.
All right. 14 damage it is.
Does the arrow say anything to me when I shoot it?
Goes wee.
I guess Green was not feeling it today. So, question: did we both hear that?
Just him.
Interesting.
Well, not a whole lot else I can do while I'm on the boat. So I suppose I'll use my rogue bonus action to dodge, and then that'll be my turn.
Okay. So you're good?
Yeah.
It is the creature's turn. Let's do a double move. Yeah, they're gonna catch up. He steps into the shallows easily. Alright, this one begins attacking not the group, but the food that's on the boat. Makes a big bite attack. And grabs the boat itself instead of the... It misses the food as
Did
it's
it
trying
dash
to
up
reach.
get those?
Oh yeah, you're right. Never mind. Yeah, you're right. I forgot for a second that I did that. So yeah, they double moved. That's all they can do. Thank you. I got excited. Go ahead, Zippo.
I understand.
Everybody's excited about dinos.
That's true. I'm so excited. I'm gonna bust out the old dusty trail. The worked on Hydras has to work on this animal, right?
I mean, worth a shot. Unless you can get them to fight each other.
I don't think I can do that. But I am going to cast the route. I'm never gonna pronounce that R name right. Psychic Lance. And let me double check something real fast. Sorcerer. Meta magic. You go to spells level, 1 for a cantrip. Okay. I'm going to spend 4 sorcery points to twin cast it on both of them.
Okay.
I need them both to make a DC 17 intelligence saves.
Okay. They both fail.
Alright, they both take 28 psychic damage and are incapacitated.
Okay.
Until the start of my next turn.
$28 each, you said?
Yep.
Oh. The dinosaurs cry out in agony as you psychic glance them. Birds fly out of trees in the area.
That's my turn.
Okay. Belzian.
That was unsettling. Belzian says to nobody in particular, "We must defend the boat!" But he would like to move Ulrich to a safer spot. Basically trade spots with Ulrich.
I have
I need to use...
I have a question before we continue. Since you were within range of the T-Rex, does it get an attack of opportunity when you cast that spell, Zippo?
No. I don't think.
Alright, I'm gonna look that up while you're talking, Belzian, but I'm just gonna check that.
But you're thinking the T-Rex gets a attack of opportunity because the boat's going? And they're not?
Because he was next to
The one I
Zippo when
looked
he
up here
casting.
says casting a spell on its own is not a manipulate action.
Mhm.
It is not inherently a ranged attack. It is not a move action. Therefore, it does not provoke an opportunity of attack.
Yeah, I think that's something from 3.5. That I'm.
I know you can get a feature where it's like you fight mages for like that's your whole purpose. Name's like Mage Slayer or something.
Yeah,
And if you get that feature, you can.
You might be thinking of 3.5 where casting spells most definitely provoked attack of
Yeah.
opportunity, but I don't think that's the case in 5th edition.
A spell cast directly affects a target that doesn't provoke an attack. A spell cast indirectly affects a target that does provoke. The spell itself states that it causes an effect that requires an attack of opportunity. For example, Fireball spell states each creature in 20 foot must succeed. If you decide not to use your action that causes an attack of opportunity, no action of opportunity. Yeah, okay. Okay. Fair enough. Continue, Belzian.
Yes. Am I able to use my action to basically tuck Ulrich away in a safer location? He's kind of just snoozing there.
Yeah. Yeah, he could
Yeah.
be mistaken for some meat.
We wouldn't want that yet. And I
Where you-
can't move my token for whatever reason, but we'll just trade spots, and I'll use my bonus if I still have one to strike up a patient defense.
All right, you can move your token now, and I'll give you Ulrich as well.
Cool. And look derisively at the T-Rex, even though it's incapacitated. And that will be Belzian's turn.
Yarvik.
All right, Jorvik is going to take a shot at the southernmost, the rear T-Rex, and he's going to use the blue. He's going to change his mind. He's going to put the black one back. He's going to use the blue one. So this is the channeled. It's the lightning one, but it's channeled. So that means normally he would get 2 shots. So he only gets 1 shot. Correct? Must use a bonus action to channel additional lightning damage.
Yeah.
You'll still get 2 shots because it's not you don't have to use half your action for it.
So just remember, so you shoot the arrow, and then you can use a bonus action to focus the arrow to cause it to do the static. You won't be able to shoot it twice because it returns at the end of your round, end of your turn.
That's fine. But then I could shoot the blue one and then the black one.
Yes.
Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do. I don't have a damage number for the blue one though. All right.
All right. So this is the first attack that hits.
Yep. So then the regular damage.
12.
And then I don't have a number for the blue arrow for damage.
Okay. So I roll a DC 15. So you're using your bonus action to cause it to audibly crackle with static, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. It deals lightning damage instead of its normal type, so the damage that you're doing is actually now lightning, not piercing. And then I do a DC 15. Which I fail. The Tyrannosaurus is basically shocked, and anything it was carrying, it drops, which of course it is not, because it has little arms, so it just does lightning damage to it.
So what you're telling me is it's a taser.
It seems like.
Nice. Alright, second attack.
That's a hit. Another 12, jeez.
And then 3 more force damage.
Okay. So 12, 24, 27.
Nice job, boys.
You kind of get a satisfied grunt from both of them in unison. It feels good to be shooting both of them at the same time. You're not sure why.
Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking this is Yarvik's internal monologue is he remembers them saying something about liking to work together or use together.
All right. That brings us back to the top of the round. Go ahead, Roger.
Alrighty. I mean, it's looking like we're in melee range with them now.
Yeah, they closed pretty fast.
So it might be time to put away the bow and get out the swords. Which is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna move up so I'm in melee with it.
Okay.
And start making some attacks. And because I have the dual wielding feat, I can attack with more than one weapon. It just cost me my bonus action. So, make our first attack here with the rapier.
Jeez.
And that's a natural 20.
Yep.
So, damage time. And it's just roll again for damage, right?
Yes.
Alright. And I should have sneak attack here, because, hey, I've got a friend in melee with it.
Hello.
Whenever Roll20 would like to accept the die roll. So 27 and 35 together is 62?
So
62.
So is this? So just run me through this damage. So we've got
Most of it is sneak attack.
okay, and you get sneak attack because you have multiple people. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So you said 62.
Yep.
Still up.
And then I will make my second attack using my bonus action with one of these daggers I have on hand. That hits armor class 26.
That's a hit.
I believe the way 5th edition sneak attack works means I do not get sneak attack on this attack, so it'll just be 8 damage.
All right.
And that's all my actions, so that's my turn.
All right. Very cool. Very powerful. The T-Rexes are kind of reeling at the spell that's been hit by them. This T-Rex staggers back slightly Um, and the other one kind of moves this way, staggers back this way. They only move about 5 feet. But they're not really able to do much else. So
Is it possible to get an opportunity attack in there if it's moving away?
they're only moving 5 feet, but yeah, I suppose you do get an attack of opportunity against this guy.
Yay! Who needs reactions?
Yeah, let's use that attack of opportunity.
That's a miss.
Swoop! Karate chop the air.
I'll take my attack of opportunity,
Okay.
which hits armor class 15.
That's a hit.
All right.
Zippo, are you going to take an attack of opportunity as well?
And
I can't. I don't have a feat that lets me do it with spells. You can only do it with melee weapons.
Correct. You could only do it with melee weapons. I'm just asking if you're going to use one.
Oh no, I don't have one. I got rid of all mine.
Okay.
So 8 damage from me.
Okay. Zippo's turn.
All right. I'm going to. I'm gonna psychic lance again, and twin it again for both of them.
Okay. How many sorcery points does that use up?
Hang on 1 second. It's taking a second. I think my thing is broken. Oh, there we go. That one will take my last couple that I have.
Okay.
I need them to make DC 17 intelligence saving throws.
Okay. All right, they fail once more.
And they both take 30 psychic damage.
All right, one goes down. The front one. Surprise, surprise. One that took 62 damage, right?
It did eat like almost 80 damage all at once between the attacks of opportunity
Yeah.
and then 2 attacks from me.
That's a lot of damage.
And the bottom one is incapacitated again.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is. All right. Moving forward, we've got Belgian.
I have a bonus action.
Okay, go
Sorry.
ahead.
Actually, no, I don't. Never mind. Because it would have been to move, but I don't need to move because we're on a boat. I forgot.
I'm on a boat.
I'm on a boat. I'm good.
And it's going
Going
fast, Dan.
This plesiosaurus is named Fred and. All right,
And I'm
Belgian.
The world.
I'm a throw some darts at this guy.
Okay, you hit.
Get 2
Twice.
attack per action. Yeah.
So that's what is that?
15
15?
damage.
Yeah, 15. And I'm going to fist pump into the air because the darts never hit anything.
Yeah, you
So excited.
you pierce the giant creature's side and screams in pain. Yarvik.
Well,
All right. I'm gonna ask for the green arrow back, and I'm gonna combo the green and the black arrow.
So, Roger, do you give the arrow back?
Yeah, absolutely.
So the thing with that is, that kind of takes a combined action between the two of you, right? Because he's already gone.
Oh, so he hasn't. So what? So the arrow hasn't come back yet.
Well,
The arrows come back, but he's still got it like on his person.
yeah, it's on his person. And let's see. Actually, so wait. Did you fire the green arrow most recently? You didn't. You switched over to melee. So the arrow is currently stashed, right?
Well, it'd just be in his quiver, right?
Yeah, you could pick it out of his
just grab it out of
quiver.
his quiver.
Yeah. Especially since he's right next to you, I'll allow that. Yeah, that's fine.
All right, I'm gonna borrow this. Don't mind me.
Me quiver S2 quiver.
All right, get full damage on that one.
I see that. All right, so you're shooting with the green arrow here. You
Yep,
hit.
that was the green one.
So you did 12 damage again. You just love rolling that die roll, I guess, and then plus 8.
Right, and then the black one is next.
Okay. That's a hit.
Is that a hit? Is that a hit?
Yeah. Okay. Plus 3.
It really does like that 12 damage. Well done, it.
It does. So it's a 24 plus 11. Okay, still up. Roger.
Me again.
Mhm.
Oh, this one's no longer in melee with me.
Correct.
Well, I guess we're gonna be shooting it. Can I reach into Yarvik's quiver?
Let's just say here. I'm still holding the last arrow that just came back. Just like here.
So the arrows that you fired, he won't be able to utilize, but the one arrow that you have not fired, he could.
Ah, okay. Here, try this one. And it's
The blue one, right?
This blue arrow is going to be so disappointed in me because I definitely don't have the ability to channel it.
I'm going to say to the blue arrow as I hand it over, play nice.
You already get kind of a bristling feeling from it as it passes off. While the green one seemed to be cool with Roger shooting it, the blue and the black seem to not like it so much. So like when you shot the green and the black together, you kind of got that bad feeling again. Like they're kind of arguing with each other. They're not working in sync.
Oh, the family drama.
Also, the bow kind of pipes up and says, "The fuck are you shooting my brothers with somebody else's bow?"
So which I'm assuming so this is taking place. Roger's doing his thing, he's shooting.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is kind of happening at the same time.
Yep.
It's like, if you'd like to give me some rules at some point, feel free.
Well, every time we try and talk to you, you said later. So, and then you never talk to us. So, and at that moment, Roger lets loose his bow, right? So,
Ting.
that's a
26.
hit.
And no sneak attack damage for me.
Correct.
So, 12 damage, and then I've forgotten what special effects the blue one comes with.
If you use a bonus action to channel it, something happens.
Sure, we'll burn my bonus action for that.
Okay, the arrow is a shocking arrow now and does 12 shocking damage instead of piercing.
Okay, we've tased him.
So, this being the case, since the T-Rex is in the water, you can kind of see the lightning course through it, and it kind of its eyes roll into the back of its head, and it collapses into the water with a great splash and dies.
Boom! Let's go.
And the boat
Shocking.
continues
Nice
floating
job,
on.
boys.
You know what, Yarvik? This arrow is all right. I hand it back to him.
Nice job.
Thank you.
I can't believe those darts worked.
I'm just happy the Hydra trick worked on them.
Kind of like single-headed Hydras. When you think about it.
You float away, Belzina, as you watch your 2 darts sink into the water.
I have removed them from my quantity.
All right, and that's the encounter.
Okay, so those weren't really dragons, because they didn't have wings.
Yeah.
They
That's-
were dragging on the ground, you could say.
I'm just glad they were pretty big. They probably could have one bit me. So. I'm glad they got 10 bit. And they didn't hurt Leet's boat.
How's Fred doing? Does Fred look okay?
I think this is just Tuesday afternoon for Fred.
Just a day in the life.
Fred kind of went down underwater when they approached, so it couldn't get attacked, which caused the boat to stop moving. But once they were dealt with, it came back up and kind of is waiting for a treat expectantly.
I'll throw it one. I'll
Okay.
throw it 2, actually.
Wait, whoa. He gets 2 treats for taking an unscheduled break and then stopping the boat so we almost all die. I don't know.
I'm giving him 2 because I take that as a vote of confidence from us. For us. From Fred.
Okay.
Fred believed in us so much.
Don't give him 2. Give him just the 1. That way, he doesn't
Well,
get
2's
accustomed to
already
having 2
happened,
every time.
so
I already threw 2. As we were talking, Zippo threw 2.
Zippo can't be in charge of the treat bucket. He's gonna spoil this plesiosaur.
You're cut off, sir.
Ultimately, Fred is the only thing keeping us from having to walk along the shore with the T-Rexes. So I think it's in our best interest to keep Fred happy.
Yeah, and we do that by not making him grow expectant to having lots and lots of treats all the time.
Yes, if you double his treats, he will surely double in size, and then maybe won't go as fast. It's just for his health, you know.
This sounds reasonable to me.
Just looking out for you, Fred.
Love you, Fred. I say in
No one-
Draconic.
Don't want you to get diabetes. I hear that's how the dinosaurs died out.
It's Wilfred Brimley.
I think it might have been
All right.
multiple arrows.
I
in the
laughed out
psychic
loud
range.
for that one. Have an inspiration. Oh, that one got me. Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, so we continue traveling along. This time going due north. Do you want to do a new perception check and anybody else joining in?
I would love to roll something better than that abysmal 4 from last time.
Can I assist with the perception check?
You cannot assist.
Good news, everyone. I have rolled something different than the Abysmal 4.
Yarvik sees all the things. It's the mind blown GIF. Like Yarvik now senses the fabric of the universe.
He's cracked the code.
Roger's still laughing at the diabetes joke.
All right. Yarvik, as the boat is getting further and further away from the dinosaurs, you see that some scavengers are starting to pick at the corpses.
Dang, too bad we couldn't stop the boat long enough. We could have took a skull.
How great would it have been to get one of those tiny little, like, T-Rex forearms for our trophy collection?
I wanted one of the skulls so I could put it over my head as a helmet.
Wouldn't you want to take one of the teeth instead?
Or one of the teeth. I mean, teeth or claws. I'm not picky.
Well, we're already pretty well armed. I don't know if we need one of those.
Says the monk.
It's funny because it's an arm joke.
Yeah.
You get it.
No, we didn't. We left it behind.
Uh,
Now you just pull my leg. So you continue going north, traveling at a more fairly decent pace again. Seems like the rapids were more around that curve, right? And the straightaway, it's not so bad. The river is getting more rocky along the sides instead of the beachy thing, so it's more like boulder sides instead. You can see that the terrain around you is getting a little bit more hilly. It's harder to see kind of in every direction. Yes, you're still in a more open area, but there's obviously trees around. You kind of saw the map last time. It's wooded, not foresty, but there's more trees than that. It's still a pretty dense area. So you have less visibility here than you did out toward the plains. More foliage grows near water anyway, right? So you'll see that. It is getting to be night again. You think that at your pace you'll probably reach Ildren tomorrow.
Nice.
we're making great time.
All thanks to Fred. Told you she deserved 2 treats.
All right, so it's getting dark, and Fred, takes their usual break, like clockwork.
Love Fred.
How old do you think Fred is? Surely they've been doing this for a while.
Yeah.
When I die, I want to come back as a Fred.
No?
I want to come back as a dragon, and also be a dragon now.
Are we doing the same watches?
Yeah. Hopefully I roll more than a 4 this time.
Sure.
Okay.
And no campfire this time?
Agreed.
Another 22.
22.
All right. So, what are you doing during this time? And if you could roll a d20 for me, please.
Belzian is thankful and counting his lucky stars, contemplating on how much he appreciates his party members and the 12. He's just chilling, but in a attentive sort of way, like he's on watch or something. And a flat d20 instead. 19. Since there's no fire and it's nighttime, I think he cannot read his book. The book that he took out from the library in Jane a long time ago.
Wonder if there's going to be some library ninjas trying to get that back at some point.
We shall see. Those librarians, dedicated to their jobs.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Keeping an eye out around you, you don't really notice much of anything. It's a fairly clear night. There's not really much sounds around right now. You're not even hearing really roars of anything out in the distance tonight. It seems fairly quiet.
It's quiet. Too quiet.
What are you up to during this time?
Belzin would be kind of like pacing around, the boat, kind of looking north and then looking south for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to keep a watchful eye and ear out. Can ears be watchful? Yes. Yes, they can. But otherwise, nothing in particular. Just kind of idling. But he will have this silence to report, perhaps, to the next watch.
Okay.
Wake up. It's your turn. Can you hear that? That's right. It's nothing.
All right, so Belzian wakes up second watch. Jaeger rolls perception. And Roger rolls perception. All right.
What a lovely evening.
It is.
So what did the blue arrow say to you when you shot it?
Didn't say anything.
Yeah, I didn't say a word.
Yeah, the blue one is interesting. It's not like its brothers. You have to do a little bit more to get that one to work. I'm still figuring out their personalities because they have personalities, by the way.
Exciting. Well, why don't you talk to him now?
Yeah, so we're gonna pull everybody out. We're gonna pull all three arrows out. I'm gonna stick them on the side of the boat, up on the the railing, and then the bow. All right. Do you guys have names?
Yeah. Course.
And so I guess they're also from the Bronx. Okay, this is good. So I'm Yarvik. The bow first. What's your name?
Deegan.
Deegan. All right, I'm gonna have to write all this stuff down. Hold on a second. All right, how about your brothers?
I'm Tormund. Says the green arrow. And the other two kind of speak in unison and say, and we're Jared and Giles.
Jared and Giles. Well, it's nice to meet you all. It's been a pleasure killing with you guys.
Mutual, says Deegan.
So, recently you said that you guys were alive at some point. How does one end up as a bow and or arrows? Do you know how that happened?
We don't remember.
Do you want to be doing this?
I mean, we'd rather not be objects, if that's what you're saying.
But it's not painful, right?
No. It just sucks.
Do you know how long you've been like this?
No.
Have you had other owners before me? Or I don't know, is it ownership?
Some. I guess. It all kind of blends together. Can't really see, you know. Don't have eyes.
Do you remember what you did before?
No.
Like when you were alive?
We just remember our names. That's it. And we're brothers. We're
Okay,
family.
so you're all okay. You're all family.
Yeah. I'm the oldest. Tormund's the middle brother. And Jared and Giles, well, you can probably guess.
Twins. Yeah. Feel like we're gonna need to dig in a little bit more, but we don't really have the resources out here. So when we get where we're going, I'm gonna try to seek out some magical guidance.
Can I ask you this? Why
Shoot.
now? You've been ignoring us since you first got us. Why? What's changed? Why now?
Oh, we're not running for our lives for the first time in a couple of weeks.
Pretty much, the quiet ocean rivered voyage here has given us some time for contemplation. Carting you guys around and dodging death and destruction has kind of taken top priority. If you remember, we've been on the go since Jordan gave you guys to me. So
Who?
Jordan is who was. Jordan is how you found your way into my possession. So Jordan's not part of the group anymore, but he figured that you guys would be very useful in our journey forward. So just gonna try to figure that out.
All right.
Well, that's, I think, probably pretty good.
Anything else happening on the watch aside from Yarvik talking to the intelligent arms?
Intelligent arms. Roll me a d20, please.
A 1. So only extreme results today.
Yeah, it seems like about halfway through your watch, the boat all of a sudden lurches with movement. A big crashing sound comes from the right side of the boat.
We'll wake up the party and I'll go take a look.
All right.
Ahoy!
Is my watch ready?
Might be. Something just knocked the boat up. And not in the fun way.
As long as it doesn't knock the boat down.
These extra treats you've been tossing in the water have probably given Fred gas.
Maybe if Fred has gas while we're going, it might boost him a little.
You can ride at the front of the boat then.
All right. So you're waking up the party, and you peek over the side. You said.
Yep.
Okay. In the water, you see a large aquatic animal attacking the boat.
Hey, Yarvik. Remember that blue arrow that turns things into electricity?
Yes, we should.
Now'd be a great time.
Yeah, roll initiative.
Zippo's still kind of asleep.
A natural one followed by a natural 20.
Now remember, we haven't gotten through the full rest, so we have not restored spells or anything like that. That's a heads up.
Not even a short rest? Okay.
I mean, short rest, yeah, you can do the short rest if you wanted to take a short rest, but since you're working on a long rest, you don't get a short rest benefit.
Okay.
It's one or the other.
Just like real life.
Okay. Of course I closed that. Why did I close that? Alright, for all intents and purposes, I'm just going to keep the same thing here. Alright. So we have a 13 from Jaeger. Zippo got a 5. Whew.
He just woke up.
Roger got a 30. Belzian got a 19. Okay, and then I get... Oh, where's the... Oh, that's weird. Alright. Okay, I'm just gonna roll. Okay. Okay. Roger, you're going first.
Can I get the blue arrow quickly? Or is that kind of out of reach from here?
It's laying on the side of the boat right now, so.
Yeah, they're still stuck in the. They're still stuck in the guardrail in the railing.
In that case, I'll pull it off the guardrail and fire it down into the water at the big monster.
Okay.
And I'll use the bonus action to channel here. If this counts as it not having taken an action yet in combat, I get advantage. Otherwise, I hit a 15.
It kind of attacked the boat to start combat, so I would say it's already taken an action.
Sounds good to me. Does a 15 hit?
It does not.
All right. Well, that's my turn.
Okay. Belzian.
Maybe it's just hungry. Can I use my action to snag some of that chum?
Sure.
Yeah.
Hey, we're supposed to be protecting that.
No, they said protect the boat. And Fred. Don't worry about it. Can I waltz over the water this way with my monk skills and use the bonus action to distribute the chum into the water in the hopes of distracting the beast?
Okay. Give me an animal handling check.
Sure.
Okay.
10.
Good to know.
But that would be an action, a move, and a bonus action. So that's all for Belzian for now. Who now smells like gross fish.
Indeed he do. Yarvik.
Am I near the chum bucket?
Nope. Not anymore. Belzian took it. And it's now
Oh,
crossed
I meant
over.
I meant to take the chum, not the bucket.
Oh. You're just handling chum?
Just, yeah, to take a chunk to throw in the water.
Okay, got it. Okay.
But
I misunderstood.
thought the bucket was big. Dragon sized.
It's true. It probably would be a dragon-sized bucket.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shoot the black arrow.
Okay.
Poorly.
That's a miss.
Send the green one after it. Let's see what happens.
That's a hit. Okay. So that's 13 damage. Cool. Anything else?
Nope. Just ask. Can anybody see what it is?
All right. The creature darts to the right. It's under the water, so it's out of range, like melee range. And gets real close to Belzian. and ignores the chum and goes straight for him.
Distraction success.
All right, what's your AC, Belzian?
More than 6. It's 18.
Okay, I hit.
Ouch. What?
I bite you.
Ah.
See if this works. It does. Take 25 points of damage.
Okie dokie.
You are immediately grappled by the creature as it basically bites around you, and you are now in its mouth, grappled.
That's what I was gonna do. Ah.
So yeah, he basically just chomps you.
Chomps you. Ooh.
So it snatches him off the shore and then goes underwater with Belzian in its mouth. Zippo.
Can I still see it?
Yeah, you can see it in the water, but it's underwater now.
Gotcha. I am going to try something.
Okay.
How far is it underwater?
10 feet.
10 feet? Okay. Okay, perfect. I'm going to cast Polymorph on it.
Okay.
I need it to make a DC 17 Wisdom save.
It makes it.
Dang. Dang nabbit.
It just barely made it.
Let me double check one wording thing real fast. I'm trying to see some debating on one for my bonus actions. I'm trying to see what this would give me. Okay, perfect. I will then take my bonus action to convert a second level spell slot to 3 sorcery points.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
Cool. Roger.
It's still under the water, isn't it?
Yes.
I mean, I'm gonna take a shot at it. Probably not with the blue arrow this time,
Okay.
because Belzian is in its mouth. So, does this count as an ally being within melee?
No, because
for the
it's
purposes of
being
sneak attack?
grappled. Belgian's being grappled, so it's not. Yeah, it doesn't work.
Alrighty. Well, does the 22 hit?
22 hits, yes.
Alrighty.
That'll
That'll be 12 points of damage then.
So, I'm kind of tempted to, and I think I'm going to do this. Can you roll a second attack, please?
Sure.
Just the attack portion. All right. So in the future.
Am I rolling a disadvantage
Yeah,
here?
you're rolling at disadvantage because you're shooting into the water. Since it's 10 feet down, like that's gonna disrupt the arrow. If it was on
Gotcha.
the surface, you would still be able to attack with normal. But because it's underwater, it's with disadvantage, and so that
Gotcha.
misses.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use my rogue bonus action to dodge, and that'll be my turn.
Okay. Sorry about that.
No, all good.
Belzian, you're in the mouth.
Meet the mouth. Can I use my action to try to escape the mouth using
You can.
acrobatics?
Yeah.
Yeah. Bro, 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 bro. A 23.
Okay, I'm gonna roll off with you. Huh. Okay, I think you just beat it by 1, so you pry yourself out of its mouth.
Oh, it is time to get back to the surface.
Okay, you swim
Jeez.
back up to the surface.
Cheese it to the shore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and step back slightly from the water.
Okay.
It has to.
So you
Come see.
use half your move to get out of the water, and then you can move up to half your speed away.
Okay, I'm not going too far away.
How far?
Was that 10 feet if they're 5 per square?
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And then, do I still have a bonus action? 'Cause it would be a good time to
Yeah, you have a bonus.
give it a middle finger while using wholeness of body to get some HP back.
Okay. You gain 27 hit points. Nice.
Huzzah! Huzzah!
Yarvik. You see Belzian pop up from the water.
Belzian is clear. Actually, Roger has the blue arrow. So now that I have a good target, I'm gonna send the. I'm gonna send the black one.
Okay. That's a hit. $17 damage.
And then I need to use. I think I have the green one, so I'm gonna use that one too.
Okay. That's a hit. You and your 12s. I don't understand.
Yeah, we're gonna have to look at that. That's weird. That's way, way outside the realm of like coincidence. You would just
You
would
keep
not
rolling
roll.
5s.
You should buy a lottery ticket.
That's only like
1 and 8.
yeah, it's they've only it's a d6 for damage because it's a short bow. So it's only
Oh, yeah.
1 in 6. What, 4 times? So that's still not significantly worse than like 1 in 1,000.
All right, 13 damage. Okay. Anything else?
You doing all right over there?
Belzian is still presenting the middle finger.
My man. That's it. It's yard.
Okay. The creature swims downward and then comes up, sending a. You know how like a whale comes up and it splashes its tail? It uses tail splash to attack the ship in a 15-foot cone. It's going to hit Zippo, Roger, and Yarvik. Make a DC Dexterity saving throw. Beat a 16, please. Each of you. Roger beats it.
Zippo does not beat it, sadly.
Dodged like a boss.
And
Yervik does a dainty pirouette with his bow on the deck.
all right. Zippo takes 18 damage and is knocked from the ship as you're thrown 10 feet back and onto the shore. I'm going to give you another 6 damage from falling off the ship. So 3 more.
Okie dokie. Is it more visible now, or is it still like the same depth?
It used its full move to go down, splash, and then go back down. It's just a little closer now. It's in the same spot, actually. Yeah.
Gotcha.
All right. Next up is Zippo.
All right. Can I climb back onto the ship?
You can certainly try. Since there's no dock here, you'll have to clamber up. So that'll be a athletics check to climb up.
Can I see the creature from here?
Not through the boat, no.
Okay.
You'd have to go around.
Okay. And just to be sure, I don't like see anything down this way when I'm starting to move this way, do I?
Not in this low light now.
Okay. I'm going to move to here. Can I see it from here?
You can see its shadowy figure beneath the waves.
As long as I can see it. I'm going to try to polymorph it again.
Okay. It fails.
All right. Heck yeah. Let me see what I can polymorph it into. You know, I really should just save the polymorph table.
Yeah, you should. Bookmark it.
Yeah. Let's do a cat. Because I know I can polymorph stuff into a cat. So
Okay.
it is now a cat. And the main reason. Oh well, I already did it. I'm gonna then. So I'll take my bonus action to have the free 10 feet of movement, which floats me into the air, so I can just float over and land onto the boat. And then I have another 10 feet. So I will go up here. All right, boys, it's a cat. That's my turn.
There's a cat kind of scrambling around in the water. How long does that last?
Polymorph?
Yeah.
I had a concentration up to an hour, so as long as we're
Okay.
concentrating on it up to an hour and it doesn't drop to 0 hit points.
Yep. All right.
Belzian and Zippo, how far can you get this guy away in half an hour?
You mean into the land? I'm positive somebody can toss a cat very far.
Well, you don't want to hurt the cat. We got to rescue this cat. Where did it come from?
No, we want the cat to be tossed into land and then be stuck on land and then not be able to make it back to water for attacking our boat.
All right, so Belzian, with the fast move speed, I assume you'll take the cat some distance away.
Yeah, let's see. We can at least get it back to the shore so it doesn't drown.
Cats can swim. It's kind of treading water, kind of in a. It's trying to swim like it normally would, and its bones don't do it, so it's like scrambling. Its instincts are taking in.
Yeah. The point of this Belzian is for us to get it to where it can't get back to water, because I'm assuming it needs water to live, and then unpolymorph it so it just dies on land.
So I can bring it back to the shore, it looks like.
Yep. Okay, and we're gonna break combat here. Belzian, how far away do you want to take it away from the river?
If I can move 45 feet every 6 seconds,
Yeah.
I'm going to move it off of the map.
Well, yeah, plenty off the map. Let's say you take it about a half a mile away, and then come back.
I'll be right back, fellows.
Okie dokie.
The rest of the group, I guess, gets comfortable to camp for the night.
Finish our camping, yeah.
And we'll leave it there for today. Excellent combats, guys. Well done.
Very cool.
Yeah. That was a Leoplorodon, by the way.
Hooray!
Let's go to Candy Mountain, Charlie.
Yeah, I was waiting for that.
It's Leoplorodon, Charlie.
Flashbacks.
That 2013 was certainly a time that happened.
It was definitely
That was
a time.
only a couple years ago, right?
Although those videos are older than that, aren't they?
They are much
They're-
older than
they're
that.
like they're almost pre-YouTube.
Yeah.
They were mid 2000s.
They ended up finishing that series, I think.
Well, either way, we'll have to figure that mystery off session because it is time for us to go. But we will be back in 1 week. We took a break last week because of reasons. I had a work conflict, so unfortunately we couldn't do much. But that's why we made it up this week. So next week we are back on schedule. We'll be meeting up, hopefully with the full party. Ulrich might be with us next session, and from there we will continue forward in the Dragonlands and see what happens next, and find out what happens with the Leoplorodon. Thanks for joining us. Be safe, be well, and be excellent. Have a great night. Bye.
Good night.
Good night.